Okay, so welcome back. It's still Lunchbox right here on Hstv. So I made you know earlier we're going to talk to a writer. He's in the movie industry, and yeah, we'll get to know more about what's happening with him and also what's happening in the creative space. So today I have in the studios with me Wilson. We're going to have a conversation, a chit chat, and get to know what's up. Bro, you're welcome.
Charlie,
I hope
James,
cool.
what's up? Where do you go,
It's
man?
amazing having you.
Charlie, it's also amazing.
Great, great. Quickly, I just want us to go straight into the movie industry. We are far behind time.
Okay.
You being a writer, creative, always trying to create stories and all that. What do you think about our storylines currently?
Okay, so currently, I think people are coming up with new ideas into the movie industry. We have a lot of youth coming up with these ideas, trooping into the movie industry, bringing up new movies and all that. But it all boils down to what our predecessors are saying, or let me say masters of the game are saying. It has to do with the distribution and all that, the cinemas that should be available, because everything about marketing is about demand and supply. So if you're producing a movie out there, you want people to really patronize, and because people are not really patronizing in Ghana, there's no better demand because the cinemas are not available. You realize that the kind of movies that the young folks are entering, or the kind of stories they are bringing are interesting, but there's not much investment going into it. So the quality, or let me say the standard, is not up to international standard. But I think in a nutshell, we are doing a great job to hold the balance, like hold the movie industry in balance, so that at least let's see what goes on in the future.
Okay, so I think the key problem has to do with distribution channel.
Yeah.
I think now people are trying to push money in there, talking about investors and all that. We have people who come in to invest and all that, but the attitude of these creatives here in Ghana, sometimes it's quite a problem.
Yeah, that's another point. That's another angle to look at it. But I feel that, okay, gonna give you a brief history of how the movie industry was faring.
Okay.
Gone are the days movies were premiered at cinemas. So we are looking at National Theatre and Koyeas and other cinemas. So people go to the cinema to watch movies. I mean, currently dramas are shown there, like Uncle Lebo White is doing stage plays and all that. Okay, so from there we came to the VHS, which is the home theater, where people buy the decks, the cassettes, and then they watch at their various houses. And during that time, people normally go to Opera Square to purchase these movies. So you get people from all the regions, okay, coming in their numbers to Opera Square, because there was market. So people had their money, investors made money out of it, and that is when we're seeing the likes of Jackie Appiah and Majid, boom, because they were the movie. We are transiting into another era where we are moving into online based and television. Okay, now there's a new generation, so I think online has made it a little bit difficult for the Gallyhood, to really adapt, because we are still having that kind of mentality that, okay, we have to make money out of it. But the question is how is about the cinemas. We have to get the cinemas. So movie makers, okay, like Abdul Salam and all Socrates, and then Peter Sedufia, they are all crying out that we need distributors, and government should step in to bring in these cinemas, because when you have cinemas across the region, mind you, there'll be demand for the movie. You don't give your movie out there to, let's take a movie, you don't sell your movies to TV stations. You're going to get a peanut for it. But rather, the idea is to get the cinemas out there, so that when the movie is out there, what the TV stations have to do is just promote it. When they promote it, social media promote it, the bloggers promote it, everyone watching from their various homes will walk to the box office, the cinemas, to watch these movies, and investors can plow back their money and invest back into it. But if it's not done that way, it's not going to work out well. Yes.
But let's talk about how local things were made. As you're saying, we move into a new era. Everything is online, social media. The attitude of Ghanaians, is quite stressful for people adjusting to the new changes. Someone go, even when you are told to do registration, okay, I've sent you a link, you need to tap on the link to do this. People find it quite stressful and all that. Don't you think maybe the online thing too is trying to steal the whole
Yes, it is. It is. It is. It's trying to steal the whole attention, but you have to adapt. Okay, now you realize that these Nigerian movies, a lot are online.
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay,
Yeah.
people are streaming YouTubes from their offices and all that.
Everywhere.
They get likes and they get some money from there. Okay, so I think yes, what you are saying is true, but still it comes back to the cinemas. In Nigeria, they have about 77 cinemas. How many do we have in Ghana? I can even count them, 3. Okay, just 3 cinemas. Okay, West Hills, Sakramo, and then where we are currently going to premiere this movie, which is the Accra. Yes, the Accra AMA head office at Accra. Yes, so it still comes back to it because even in Hollywood, they make the money from the box office. Okay, not from the online. It's after the movie has been sold to the box office, that is when the leftovers is given to, let me say, the online and then the TV or media to make money out of it. But the main money is made from the box office. So if we don't tackle that, we are still back to square one. The online is good, but it is not enough.
Good. So we're coming into the board who are created when it comes the Ministry of Arts, Culture and Creative. You know, we've had new Kwame being there.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in the game for quite some time and everything. What was your take about his term of office? Do you think he's pulling up?
I think he's doing his best. Okay, you might criticize him from behind, but when you are actually in his shoes, that's when you realize that the job is not that easy. And the same goes for this presidency, that you realize that it's not easy to be a president, but actually when you take on the position as president of this country, you realize that it becomes more difficult. So I think you just don't sit back and criticize, but I think in a nutshell, what he can do is to step up a little bit and then solicit on our behalf. He's more or less like the link between the ground players, which is the movie makers, and government. So if he can get government to, you know, invest into cinemas, okay, it will augur well, and he can play it from the point of view of employment. Now there are a lot of people who are graduating from these media schools coming out, and when they come out, there's no job for them. Okay, cameramen, actors, soundmen. These are people out there who want jobs to do. Now imagine that the movie industry is booming. It's skyrocketing. You realize that there'll be job for all these people. Okay, because when we invest more into our own, and it is telecasted on these television stations, it is going to be more expensive to even shoot movie. The competition is going to go up, content is going to go up, and employment will just boom, because we have about, imagine we have about 10 cinemas across, so let's take 20 cinemas across the country. People and the distributors are there. Makers will be making movies. People to act, shoot movie. So he can play it from that point of view instead of going with that kind of African. African village? I don't know. I heard something about that. Instead of that.
He made a statement where he wanted to talk to the studios of Tyler Perry to consider Ghana with their next project, and I was like, everybody was thinking out loud, looking out. You know, he having this bigger picture. Something I feel is the grassroots. We need to solve what is right here before we would be able to, because as a maintenance culture is quite a problem here in Ghana. We considering a studios right here, Charlie. There's a whole big thing there. Yeah. Now, I just want us to come to writing. I know you being a writer. You've been in the game for quite some time. You've written stories which have been shot out there. What do you think Will Singh is doing different as compared to writers out there? Okay,
thank you very much. What I'm currently doing is to incorporate a lot more of the advanced way of writing in terms of screenplay. So you realize that the normal way we write, like script writing, character dialogue, concepts, we just build the stage for the people and all that. Now I realize that acting has gone, script writing has gone beyond that. The screenplay goes more into production, and it goes beyond just writing scripts. It's about how best you're able to shoot the movie, the kind of technology that you incorporate. Okay, let me give you an example. For instance, Chewa flying. Using the green screen technology, okay, you realize that kind of flying cannot be compared to the West when they are doing something, when they want to produce a movie. Okay, so I think going forward we have to advance because the world is moving very fast. So I am trying to incorporate that kind of Western ideology in terms of the movies that we produce here, but based on our African novels, not based on maybe the West type of, but based on our African novels here. We incorporate that kind of science that they use in their movie into ours, and I think from there we can meet the international market.
Standard. Okay. Yeah. This guy sitting here is quite interesting because I remember I was supposed to do a production, like shoot a movie. It's a series. It's actually on YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
Hidden. I think it was just a day.
Yes, please.
And Wilson wrote a whole. Yeah. So how do you do? How does it? What does it take? An individual to be a writer. Is this something very wide, or anybody can just sit and write something?
No, it's not that easy. And the first noun to say is that you have to love writing.
You have to love writing.
And you can't just write one or two times and you are like, I'm a writer. No. Okay, when you listen to very good writers like Shonda Rhimes and co, you realize that you have to keep on writing. Every day is a writing process. Like every concept that comes in mind. Okay, if you listen to Quentin Tarantino, you realize that every day is a writing process. Even when you build a concept, you write it in your notepad. Everything, you are just building ideas. It doesn't mean you might end up with a script that particular day, but building concepts now to build it later in the future is part of the writing process. So a lot goes into writing, and for that particular movie Hidden, that was a lot of pressure you guys gave me out there.
I know, right?
But
you
I
killed
had
it.
to.
It was an interesting story.
Very
You transit from being in a flashy home, then all of a sudden, the creativity is quite crazy. And I know you have something on the blog talking about Home and Away.
Yes, Home and Away. That is why I'm here. So Home and Away is an action, fantasy, love-based story that seeks to create awareness out there, as well as to explain the extent at which people go to make money. Okay, now I want to ask a question. I understand you're the one supposed to do the questioning here, but let me just ask you one question, and the viewers out there, would you if someone proposed to give you $1 million for a pinky finger, would you do it? To cut off your pinky finger, $1 million. Think about it.
I'm not.
Okay, your pinky toe. Let's be moderate here. Just your toe, which no one will see.
No, I'm not good.
Aisha, you see, it's easy for you to answer. Let me bring the suitcase, open it, and you see the money.
Nah,
Kwesi, you think twice.
Well, we have some people who are going to jump onto this.
Are you sure you will take that for just the pinky toe? Like $1 million.
It can never be replaced. Although we'll have, you can be the surgeons who can do something about it. But actually,
because you have a friend who said he can even strip himself naked from here to the Flagstaff house if you give him 50 cedis. So people are willing to do worse for money. Like people are willing to do worse for money, and I'm sure you're not taking for your toe. I might consider it. Okay, depends on the kind of situation you find yourself right now. So people find themselves in a lot of constraints, and they tend to they are so fed up such that they make bad decisions for money, and that is what Home and Away seeks to address. The length to make money from diverse views, people getting missing, kidnapping, our ladies out there slaying and all that. The movie is a compact of all these scenarios that is currently happening in our society.
Pick the inspiration from your surroundings.
Yes, please.
Here,
yes,
and all that.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you've shot the whole movie. We've seen a lot of people in there. What went into casting?
Casting was quite difficult. We wanted someone to play the role. Someone who wanted, for instance, Prince David Osei, who acted as Bill in the movie. We wanted someone who was rigorous, someone who was, scary to people. And the director Kofi Nyame, alongside with other producers, did the casting. I just assisted a little bit. So they chose Prince David Osei for that particular role. For the girl who was kidnapped in the movie, that's Bimbo Ademoye, from Nigeria, who flew to Ghana to act that particular role because she looked like that kind of soft soul to be kidnapped.
Bimbo is very hard.
We know Bimbo to be very hard. But if you look at Bimbo from the face of it, like just Bimbo, without taking everything off, like just Bimbo, okay,
one
she looks
girl.
That's the thing. So Yes, and we have Nikki Samonas, who is playing as Bill's wife. Okay, she also has her own story packed in there. We have Haley Samney, who is a friend of Nikki Samonas. Yes, we have Dada Joe. For the first time, Dada Joe is featured in this particular movie. Yes, as some kind of advisor or something like that. And we have Kobe Champon, who was also featured in a lot of movies. He is Bill's best friend in the movie, and a couple of stars. You're also featured in it.
Okay,
you're also part of the movie.
Peter Ritchie,
Ahunfe Patri, Zandi Kamel, the girl that you fell in love with.
Why you can't talk about matter for you?
Are you sure I'm not in love with Zandi Kamel? Charlie,
that conversation.
Are you sure I'm not in love? Like, you go fit tell me coded, like, without watching it.
Let's still talk about the product.
Exactly. Okay, let's go.
Great. I just want to find out from you. You mentioned people who are involved in this movie. It's been a bunch of stars in there, like people who are well known and all that. That leads to the question where we have creatives, or let me say young actors, who complain. They go out to see productions and like, hey Charlie, check like me, they cast me, auditions and thing. Where the thing to be power packed. Why? This thing has been happening.
Yes. Thank you very much for that particular question. For young actors, for this particular movie, it was highly budgeted, and the makers of the movie wanted to communicate some kind of information out there. That's why the casting was very, very rigorous. But nevertheless, we still casted some, upcoming actors in it. We casted some upcoming actors in it. I, for one, even featured in this particular movie. And that was the first time.
Guy talks to high budget, you forgive him and you.
So the money will come. I, for one, for the first time, I decided to play a role in this particular movie. So we featured some upcoming actors, because we consider the fact that yes, people should also be given that kind of opportunity to come out there. If you watch Hollywood movie, most of the actors that you see shining today, they actually played supporting characters for a very long time before they. It's a gradual process.
Nice one. So we're going to give out some free tickets right here on the show. So my producer, I want you to put our numbers down on the screens. Calling. Let's put the numbers down. Requesting, likely you're going to win a ticket for the premiere, which is happening on Saturday. So quickly, let's go check out the trailer. When we come back, we'll continue with the interview.
I wish I would date this girl. No, I don't know your level. Be like, I know how we make money proper. One day we will hit, that's all. Like blow one day, sharp. This is not just any other story. It's about your father's story.
Anyway, do you have a dream?
I'm an engineer. What about you?
That means that packaging should change.
I guess. I told you about this time. Time is running. Let's return this car. At least we will do this thing another time. Why you be feral like that? Cool down.
Beautiful to be struggling. Use what you have to get what you want.
The boys have taken to where they are punished. I didn't see them.
Bring them back to me now!
Hey!
Alright, so welcome back. We're talking to Will Singh, who happens to be a scriptwriter. Aside scriptwriter, I know Charlie, you work for, is it bank? You work in the
bank? Investment banking, as a relationship manager, like a financial firm, investments. That's what I do.
Your mouth way can you talk So the numbers are down on our screens. Calling you right about now. If you have any question to ask Will Singh, or you get a chance of winning a ticket. So the numbers are down the screens. Calling you right now, and don't miss out the premiere, which is coming off on Saturday. So let's talk about the premiering. When is it happening? And
so it's happening at Accra. opposite, just behind Pentagon House. So AMA building, inside the AMA building. So for those who be coming via Uber, you just type AMA head office, AMA head office. Then it will lead you straight to that place. Yes. So that is where it's happening.
Is it the one? Is that the runabout?
Yes, near to the runabout. Yeah. So a lot of things are going on. The movie is going to strip from 6 p.m. going back to back till you drop. Back to back, till you drop. A party will be going out. Will be going on outside. I'm sponsored by Malta Guinness. So whilst people are watching movie, people can chill out outside on the square there, and there'll be free cupcakes. Okay.
I know Hstv is also on board.
Hstv is on board. I get in it, and a lot of partners too are also on board. So it's something big.
It's fully packed. Okay. So why the Snap Cinemas?
Please, you said.
I'm asking why the Snap Cinema.
Okay, Snap Cinema, because we spoke about cinemas right now, like some few minutes ago. So we thought it wise that it's high best we encourage movies to be shown out there. I get in it. At other cinemas, it shouldn't always be the Silver Bed and West Hills Mall. We should go out there. We should go to we should go out there and then yes. So that is it. So there should be other cinemas built in Kumasi, like not a conference room that people would go and then watch it. No, it should be a cinema. This is part of the distribution that what's it called, movie makers are talking about. Yes, it should be something like that. So we want to use Snap Cinema as a point of communication out there, that no, it's not always about the Silver Bed. We can also premiere movies at the Snap Cinemas. There should be more cinemas in the country, and this can help the movie industry in general.
So still hitting on the cinema issue, you know, sometimes when you have your movie premiered at a Silver Cinema, we have it like it's a big thing. But when you talk about the other, you know, premiering centers, people go like, nah, actually check like the movie no DB and all that. What about that notion?
Okay, that's good. That's good for bringing that up. That is one of the ideologies that we want to change. Okay, now our two movies, Kelewele and then Christmas After Party, was premiered at a cinema, like Silverbird Cinema. We premiered one at Accra Mall and then the other one at West Hills Mall. This part, we want to change that kind of mentality that, oh, when you premiere a movie at Silverbird, then it is a high-class movie. Come on. There are 70 cinemas in Nigeria. We have only 3. That is very sad. And that is what is crippling the industry. That is what is bringing us down, because investors are not able to reap the profit out. So they will do some shabu movie for you to come and watch. I get in it. And then you come and exclaim that your movie is not up to standard, so go and better yourself with your movie. But who are those to patronize? I get in it. So starting from AMA building Accra, we want to use that at a point of view that people should rather change their mindset. Okay, that wherever the cinema is, like the story, you feel watch the movie. Yes.
So now let's take into consideration where these cinemas are being spotted or where they are built. Because looking at the Accra Mall like this, for instance, you get access to a lot of things. And someone may be picking a car all the way to Accra, looking at the surrounding and all that. Don't you think sometimes it's also a factor where these cinemas are built?
Yes, that's a factor. That's a very strong. That I would say that does not really lie. Okay, in our in the hands of we movie makers. Yes, it has to do with government and maybe investors who want to go into distribution. So yes, it's a factor. So I think want to build a cinema, you should rather look at the area and look. But crazy, you can't have cinemas in malls. Like, so it doesn't mean that if you build a cinema in, let's take Takrady, you have to build a mall. We have to move past that concept such that this is a cinema. Okay, it is a cinema. You can walk there, the box office, and watch a movie. Okay, it shouldn't be maybe surrounded by a market or a very nice, cozy place. Okay, the setting or the architecture of that particular cinema can be very dope. Can be so that you get a feel of the movie. Fine, but it shouldn't be necessarily maybe in a form of, like, say, Accra Mall or something like that. That is a very huge budget. It can be very simple and very modernized, such that people can easily go there. This is a box office to watch movie.
Nice one. So quickly, let's touch on the premiering again, the dates, the venue, and how people can get their tickets and all that.
Yes, so our tickets are available at Cheesy Pizza branches Dansoman, Adenta, and then the Ring Road, Cheesy Pizza branches. We have tickets available at Coffee Lounge, East Legon, and then Wache Guy at UPSA. Okay. So tickets are going for early bird tickets are going for 30 Ghana cedis. Regular is going for 50 Ghana cedis. I want to explain this. People said, oh, what is early bird? What is regular? Okay, so the early bird is when you patronize the movie, the tickets now is going for 30 Ghana cedis. When you walk to the place on that set date, you're going to patronize the tickets for 50 Ghana cedis. So it's better that you get the tickets now. Early bird. And then the info, you can also call 024 81776 36 054 054 81776 636. Okay, for a ticket for more info.
My producer just informed me we're having a problem with the phone lines, but these tickets are going to be left here.
Yes, please.
In the course of the week, we'll still announce it to people. Let them have access to the premiering and all that. I believe we've had quite an interesting conversation, and things are going to change from here. You guys are also going to write more stories and pushing money as well. Because the thing starts from home. When you're able to put in money, sometimes you don't really depend or rely on people, these investors you're talking about. And I believe the movie industry is going to be a better one. It's been amazing having you.
Amazing having you too, James.
Okay, so quickly, let's go for a 10. When we come back, we wrap up the whole show.
I wish I could date this girl. No, I don't know your level. But like I know how we make money proper. One day we will hit, that's all. Like blow one day sharp. No, how? This is not just any other story. It's about your father's story.
Anyway, do you have a dream?
I'm an engineer. What about you?
Oh, this is my guy in Parma.
That means that packaging should change.
My gas? I told you about this time. Time is running. Let's return this car. At least we go do this thing another time. Why you be Pharaoh like that? Cool down.
You're too beautiful to be struggling. Use what you have to get what you want.
The boys have taken away their...
Bring them back to me now!
All right, so welcome back. We're talking about Home and Away, a movie premiering coming Saturday at the Snap Cinemas. Just grab your tickets. It says we have early bird, and the one you're going to get the day of the premiere, which is going for 50. Early bird, you can get it at 30 Ghana cedis. Let's go in and support Ghanaian movie, because it's quite an interesting story. I find myself in there, so you know what I'm talking about. But it's been amazing having you on today. It's Monday, as I told you. A new week, we're trying to get better, correct all our mistakes, and hey, focus, and whatever you're wishing, whatever you're planning on, everything is going to work accordingly. To remind you again, Lunchbox comes your way on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, exactly at 1 p.m. right here on Hstv. Follow all our social media platform, and don't forget to keep watching HS Television. We have a lot of content for you. From our morning show, our news is there. We have healthy programs, so you need to follow the sequence. It's quite interesting when you watch HSTV. Quick shout outs going out to you, my viewers at home. Without you, Lunchbox wouldn't be here, and to my production team, everybody at the MCL, everybody right here at HSTV. So join me same time on Wednesday exactly at 1 p.m. Have a good afternoon.
I said energy.
Hstv, inspiring wellness.
My name is Dr. Director Funeral Homes. Hstv Funeral Homes was established to provide modern, state-of-the-art and comprehensive funeral services. If a family lost a loved one, a do-it-yourself affair. But Hstv Funeral Homes was established so that everything that has to do with the funeral, from the time a person dies until they are buried, done and made available in one place. And at all times, to emphasize the importance of treating the body of the deceased with the utmost respect and dignity. Hstv Funeral Home provides any and all services that have to do with funerals. Hstv Funeral Homes will recover the body from wherever the death occurred, embalm the body using the most modern techniques. We will keep the body or store the body in our state-of-the-art refrigeration system for as long as the family desires. Nearer the time of the funeral, we will prepare and dress the body up for the funeral. We provide transportation, namely ambulances and hearses, to convey the body from one place to the other as the family may wish. We also provide on our premises the services of an interdenominational chapel where the services can be conducted. We also have the only modern crematory in Ghana at the moment, which services not only Ghana but also Côte d'Ivoire. We also have a cemetery, one of the only two privately managed cemeteries in Accra at the moment. All it takes, literally, is one telephone call and perhaps 2 visits to our premises for everything to do with the funeral to be arranged for you. There are several funeral plans on the market. Most of them are based on the premise that when the insured person passes away, the insurance company will pay an agreed sum of money to the bereaved family.